Notes in hand, ready and prepped for the start of a new day. But today will be his last in the top job.
Questions to the Prime Minister.
David Cameron's final Prime Minister's question time coming sooner than he may have liked.
Mr. Speaker, this morning I had meetings with ministerial colleagues and others. Other than one meeting this afternoon with Her Majesty the Queen, the diary for the rest of my day is remarkably light.
In over 6 years, Cameron has faced an array of opponents across the dispatch box. And now he passes the reins to his successor.
Well, first of all, let me say at the dispatch box how warmly I congratulate the Home Secretary on becoming leader of the Conservative Party. And when it comes to women Prime Ministers, I'm very pleased to be able to say pretty soon it's going to be 2-0.
Of course, we saw the customary insults and jibes traded. It is PMQs, after all.
So I'm beginning to admire his tenacity. He is reminding me of the Black Knight in Monty Python's Holy Grail. He's been kicked so many times, but he says, keep going, it's only a flesh wound. I admire that.
Tributes filled the chamber, and at one point it seemed as though he and the leader of the opposition had actually made up.
Could I just put it on record and wish him well as he leaves this office, and also to wish his family well, Samantha and their children, because I think we should all recognise that whilst many of us really do enjoy our jobs and our political life, it's the loved ones nearest to us and our families that actually make enormous sacrifices that we may be able to do this. So,
after the familiar questions and answers, the jokes and the jeers, David Cameron did not need to look down at his notes for this final sentiment.
Nothing is really impossible if you put your mind to it. After all, as I once said, I was the future once.
The day's work now over, bags packed, and hand in hand with his wife and children. It was time to say goodbye.
And as we leave for the last time, my only wish is continued success for this great country that I love so very much.
Arriving at the palace, David Cameron tenders his resignation to the Queen, and one final private conversation between the two. A little later, her car pulls up in the quadrangle, an appointment not to be missed. She will be the 13th Prime Minister of the monarch's reign. No doubt with a few kind words of advice from Her Majesty, Theresa May arrives at her new home.
As we leave the European Union, we will forge a bold, new, positive role for ourselves in the world. And we will make Britain a country that works not for a privileged few, but for every one of us. That will be the mission of the government I lead. And together, we will build a better Britain.
The message is clear and direct. It's time to get on with the job. As one Prime Minister ends his tenure, another starts hers. Soares, CNN, London.